This is a map of known sediment basins in the United States. Many of these regions hold deposits of natural gas and crude oil. Now, this map compares how much crude oil each basin holds. Of the many formations scattered across the country, one reigns supreme.
With our new estimates of the Permian Basin, that resource estimate is on par with what has been estimated in the Middle East.
The first oil well was drilled in the Permian Basin of Texas and New Mexico roughly a century ago. And now, the basin produces more than 4 million barrels of crude oil on a daily basis. Surging Permian production has helped make the U.S. the top oil producer in the world. That growth hasn't come without challenges. Let's unravel how this strip of desert propelled America's ascent to crude oil superpower. The Permian Basin's first commercial operations began at Mitchell County in Big Lake, Texas. The region's resources soon proved critical. Data collected in the 20th century show wells in the Permian yielding 10 to 22% of national crude oil production. That oil was key in moments of international conflict. Crude was a key commodity in World War II. Refined fuels stemming from the Gulf Coast powered engines and aided in the manufacture of everything from roads to uniforms and bombs. And during the global oil crisis of 1973, oil from the Permian helped stabilize U.S. markets as OPEC nations cut supply in an embargo. For years, there was steady growth in the region, but following the 1970s energy crisis, oil prices dropped and drilling became far less profitable. Production dwindled. Meanwhile, new extraction methods developed incrementally. Hydraulic fracturing, also known as fracking, was invented in the late 1940s, but decades would pass before it was used widely. In the modern version of this process, producers drill through several layers of the Earth's crust. Then they blast a mixture of water, sand, and chemicals through the rock at a high pressure. This fractures the rock and unlocks oil from the crust. For many years, producers used fracking to maximize production from conventional resources, large reservoirs of crude oil that were easy to draw